Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to your midday 12 p.m. beginner flow. I'm Todd. Welcome to class. If you've never taken my class before, welcome. And if you have, welcome back. This will be a 30-minute flow, really easy going. We'll work through a series of and a lot of postures, and this will help you to just get moving, get the blood flowing, get the body open for the rest of your day to move along nice and smooth. So why don't we start with our knees drawn wide towards the edges of the mat. That way we get to open into the hips a little bit more. I like to start by pressing the hips back towards the heels, then make the hands their way forward, rest belly, then chest, then forehead down onto the mat. Now we'll just take a moment to arrive into this new space. Maybe close the eyes. Allow yourself to let go of everything, the day, the events, whatever's been going on. Allow this to be a sacred time for you to really just come into your being, connect with yourself, your essence. Giving no thought for time or place. No ego. Just here at home in yourself. Let's take a few deep breaths, starting from the tailbone. Take a big inhale, lengthen up the spine. And then exhale, release back down the spine, back down the tailbone. Inhale, big breath in, all the way around it. And then exhale, let it go, feel the shift of energy down the spine. One more big inhale, up through the crown. And exhale, let it go. Gently now, let's start to make our way up onto hands and knees. Bringing the hands right underneath the shoulders. We'll start to wave into the spine. Let's start by tenting onto the fingers. I like to start here, tented fingers. That way we don't have to get into the wrist right away and get it right into the spine. On an inhale, lift up through your chest. Lift up through your tailbone. Broaden across the shoulders and collarbones. Exhale, round through the back. Curl the belly, curl the tailbone. Forward, chin to chest, spine around. Inhale, start with the tailbone, scoop it up, then lift the heart, then lift your chin to the sky. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, pull the belly, collapse between the collarbones, chin to chest. One more, inhale, we'll wave everything into extension, then length, lengthen through the neck. Exhale, round through the back, chin in towards the chest. Start to rest your hands down to the floor. From here, we'll come into a thread the needle. Reach your right hand forward about 6 inches. Thread the left arm underneath the right armpit. Relax the shoulder to the floor. Start to find a little space, hugging your left hip slightly down to the floor. Feel your right hip pick up towards the ceiling. Take one more deep breath. We'll come back up onto hands and knees, hands under the shoulders, and then we'll go other side. Left hand reaches forward, lengthen the left arm, slide the right arm underneath the left armpit. And send your gaze up high to the sky. It's always good to find just a point, somewhere to focus on, called your dristi, or your gaze, your focal point. It just helps to build focus and awareness. Settling onto the breath. Take one more deep breath here, cleansing. Exhale, smoothly let it go. Bring your right hand back onto the surface of the floor. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. And then from here, we'll walk both hands forward, lengthen through the arms, keep your hips over the knees, start to lengthen your chest down towards the floor. Here you can bring chin to the floor, heart opening, or if you'd like, bring the forehead to the floor. I like chin onto the floor, but make it personal for you. This practice is just about tuning into your body, your needs, how you're feeling today. Not having to do or be any more or less how you're feeling. Let the practice be an expression and an extension of your mood. Let it enhance your being. From here, think about hugging the elbows in towards one another as we start to slide our belly forward onto the floor. Set up for Sphinx pose. If you need to adjust, bring the elbows further forward. This is more supported. Elbows further back is slightly more challenging. But here we want to engage. Fingers spread wide. Squeeze the glutes towards one another. Hug the elbows. Traction them back towards your hip tips as you gaze forward and broaden across the shoulders and chest. Letting the heart be open. Letting this heart act as our center for today. Moving from here. Keeping the gaze steady forward. If you want to take this a step further, fingers wide, start to press into the hands, toss the knuckles, and lengthen the arms. Wrap the triceps, wrap the arms so the eyes of the elbows are pointing straight up to the ceiling. Crown of the head nice and tall. Stay for just one more deep breath. Inhale, and exhale, back onto the forearms. We'll slide onto the chest. Reach your right arm out wide to a T. Left fingertips or palm under the left shoulder. Bend your left knee, flex your toes. Kick your heel up to the sky and roll onto your right side body. Letting that left heel travel behind you. Now the closer it is into your body, more tension you might feel, so feel free to space it out further behind the right leg, or even straighten out the leg if that feels nice, or sometimes the bent leg, bent knee can be a little intense. And there's no goals of having to reach a certain point, just looking for some sensation in the body, some feel good in the body. Let's stay for one more deep breath. Then we'll bring the left heel back to the sky. As we roll back onto the belly, bring the knee to the floor, feet meet back together. Slide the right hand or fingertips under the right shoulder. Reach the left arm out wide. Bend your right knee, kick your heel to the sky, then roll onto the left side. Relax. You can keep your head lifted here, or relax it down to the floor. Breathing, finding a nice opening through the shoulders, through the chest, as well as the hips, lower core. Take one more deep breath. And make your way back to the belly, feet together, hands. So, as we press ourselves up, we want to scooch our hands right underneath the elbows. Pull the elbows into your sides. Fingers are spread wide, just looking a couple inches in front of you. Tuck your toes just from the knees. Keep the elbows squeezing in. Inhale. Push up. Keeping the toes tucked. We'll bring it back, downward facing dog. Lengthen through the legs. We'll spend a fair amount of set up in our downward facing dog. To start, you might start with a little bend through the knees, or any amount of bend that you need if you're feeling tight in the back of the body. Try to find the heart pressing back towards the legs. Let the shoulders press up towards the ears. Wrap your triceps underneath the arms as best you can. And never looking for perfection, looking to feel into the body. Let's keep it here. Start to Press down through the inner edges of the feet, wrapping the backs of the legs up towards the sky, tailbone pointing straight to the ceiling. Start to send your gaze up to the hands. Lift up onto the toes. Start to journey up towards the hands. Little tiptoe journey. Feet might stop right here, or maybe you can walk the feet all the way in between the thumbs. It's no matter. Find a deep bend in the knees. Let the belly rest on the thighs. Then bring clasp of opposite elbows. Find a little sway side to side. Nice way to bring in some space to the back of the body. Just letting gravity do a lot of the work, letting crown of the head hang. If it feels okay, feel the weight shift forward towards the balls of the feet a little bit more, towards the front of the feet versus the heels. Just finding the equidistant measure placement of feet on the floor. Start to relax your hands down. Start to shake the head, yes. A little shake of the head, no. Shake it, yes, again, just to end on a positive note. Bend the knees now, chin onto your chest. We're going to curl up one vertebra at a time. Tuck the tailbone, curl the belly in. Roll up to stand, let the crown of the head be the last thing that rises. And on an inhale, reach your arms wide up overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Here, maybe close the eyes and start to bring in an intention for your practice. Maybe coming to the reason what brought you to your mat today. This could be anything. There's no right or wrong answer here. It's what's personal to you and your journey today, whether that's just to take a break from the day to diffuse or to bring more awareness, space into the body. Just enlighten the mind a little. No, this intention is always something you can anchor back to. It's always nice to find an intention for class, whether that's at the beginning, in the middle, or even at the end. Start to find out, we'll tuck the tailbone, curl the belly, like we're trying to meet our hips up to our ribs and our ribs down to our hips. Squeeze the glutes and the inner thighs together. Should feel some engagement now in the legs and the hips. We'll start to bring the hands down. On an inhale, reach the arms straight up to the sky. Squeeze the glutes, press your hips forward. And then exhale, cactus the arms. The back bend feels like a lot, just come up taller. On an inhale, reach the arms high, spine nice and tall. Then exhale, swan dive. Reach the arms out wide. Spread the floor with your feet to keep the spine long as you reach parallel. Then curl the spine, fold it down, chin into the chest. Any amount of bend in the knees. On an inhale, lift up halfway, bring the hands to the thighs. Keep them right here. Press the glutes back, pull the belly up and in. Keep your gaze to the floor to keep the spine long and neutral. Stay here for just one more inhale. And exhale, curl the belly, then heart, then nose towards the knees. And again, inhale, lift up halfway, hands to the thighs. Now, start to reach your left hand around the right hamstring, the back of the leg, bend the left knee. Inhale the right elbow up to the ceiling, resting left forearm on the thigh. Then extend the right arm. Stay for one more. Inhale, reach a little higher. And exhale, hands back to the thighs. Bring your right palm, left hamstring right above the knee. Resting the right forearm down. Inhale the left elbow. And then extend the arm fully. Take one more inhale. And exhale, release the hands, smooth it down into your folds. Plant your hands, fingers wide, just outside the feet. Slightly step back, left foot, and then right foot into high plank. Lower the knees. Hands right underneath the shoulders. Building our plank from the kneeling position, wrap the triceps back, push straight down into the floor, shoulders over the hands. So we want to find this rounding through the back like cat. Pull the belly in, find a little tug in the tailbone. And then we'll practice high plank. Step your right foot back, pull the belly in, then step the left foot back, feet close together. High plank, hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, you got it. Push straight down to the floor. 6, 5, 4, you're doing so good. 3, 2, 1, lower the knees. Inhale, pull your shoulders slightly forward. Exhale, pull your elbows back against the sides, chin to the floor. And inhale, cobra, lower the belly, lift the chest, pull the elbows back. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes just from the knees. Inhale, push up, squeeze the elbows in. Exhale, downward facing dog. What we're moving through there is just a variation of Surya Namaskar, a traditional warm-up. Sometimes hear them called salutations. Sometimes you might hear them called the vinyasa flow. It's a great, powerful way to just acquaint yourself with the whole body, warm into the whole body. And we'll move through one more of those, just a little more quickly. Bring the feet together. Inhale high up onto the heels. Exhale, tiptoe forward to the top of the space, in between the thumbs or maybe a little further back. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, upward salute, reach high. Exhale, hands to heart. Hold the belly and tuck the tailbone. Inhale, reach high, squeeze the glutes together. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step your right foot back. Then step your left foot back, high plank, lower the knees. Let's find our engagement. Wrap the triceps, push down through the tops of the knuckles, inner part of the hands. Draw the belly in, looking a little bit forward. Then step your right foot back. Then left high plank. Pull the belly up and in. Lower back, pressing up to the sky. Hold for 10. You've got it. 9, 8, breathing. 7, 6, 5. So good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees. Inhale, shoulders forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Lower chest, chin. Inhale, cobra, heart high. Squeeze the glutes. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes. Pull the elbows in. Inhale, push up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Really nice work. Take a moment, breathe. Your downward facing dog. On an inhale, reach your right heel up high to the sky. Bend your knee and stack your hip. You can lift the right shoulder open. Take one more inhale, lift up high onto the left toes. Then exhale, step your right foot outside the right hand, lower the back knee. Here you can tent onto the fingertips, or if you have a block at home, hands on block. If you don't have blocks, I really recommend some cork blocks to really just enhance your practice. On an inhale, lift up through your chest, send your hips forward and down. On an exhale, we're going to wind back into a half split. Let's keep your hands inside the right foot. We'll hang out here onto the chest. If you have blocks, they're really handy in half splits right here next to your sides. Not necessary, though. Let's stay here for one more deep breath. And start to rebend into the right knee. Good. From here, let's lift up the torso. Bring the hands onto the right thigh. So we're pressing down through the right big toe, lightly pushing the hips forward and down, lifting up through the chest. Squeeze the left and the right glute. And then have the arms, inhale the arms high. From here we'll find a side bend. Lower your right forearm to your right thigh. And then start to side bend, reach the left arm up and over to the right. Now, think about slicing the right forearm into the thigh to open the left shoulder back behind you. Gazing upwards if that feels okay, or just somewhere within your line of sight, eye level. Take one more deep breath. And relax. Reach the left hand down to the floor. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. On an inhale, reach the right arm to the sky. Press the right big toe down. We'll stay here for one more deep breath. Then lower the right hand. Wide-legged fold, we're gonna crawl the hands to the left. All 10 toes facing the same direction. You might need to bring the right foot up a little to be on same train tracks as the left foot. Relax the upper body down. Any amount of bend in the knees, or if you have a block here, if you want to tent onto the fingers. We're just gonna find some feel good movement. Let's all lift up halfway. Inhale, halfway lift, tented fingers or palms. And then find a little bend in the left knee. And back up through neutral. Find a little bend into the right knee. And back up through neutral. One more bend into the left knee. Back up through neutral, back into the right knee. And up through neutral. We're going to stand it all the way up. First, you might find a little bend in the knees. If you need to narrow up the feet, do so. Bring your hands to your hips. Lengthen the tailbone back like in our half lift. Then inhale, stand all the way up. Nice work. Toes out, heels in. Squat it down, bring the hands onto the thighs. Here we're going to work a little more into the shoulders and into the hips. On an inhale, lengthen the spine, tailbone back like cow pose. Exhale, dip your right shoulder down, gaze towards the left. Push the knees slightly apart, pushing in the inner thighs. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, dip your left shoulder as you gaze to the right. Inhale, back up through center, hands to heart. Now, we'll hold for 10, breathing. Squeeze the glutes, 9, 8, 7, hug the belly up and in, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand everything up, inhale, big star. Just feel nice and free, and we'll look back to the top of the space now. Warrior 2. Pivot your right toes to point forward. Left toes about 45 degrees pointing to the top left edge. Then we'll sink into the right knee. Spine nice and tall. Relaxing the shoulders, drawing the belly, scooping the glutes together. A little tuck of the tailbone as you gaze forward. Doing great. On an inhale, reverse. We'll reach the right arm up and back. And exhale, our hands down to frame the right foot. On an inhale, step back, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga from the toes or from the knees like we've done before. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. More grounded, push the shoulders back. Exhale, downward dog, scoop the low belly up and in. Real nice. Doing great, we're almost there. Thinking about how great you're going to feel after this practice, more in tune, more aware, feeling stronger, lighter, more energetic. Inhale, reach the left heel high, bend your knee, stack your hip. Here you can let the left shoulder open, find space. On an inhale, come up higher onto the right toes. Exhale, left knee forward, then step the left foot outside, the left hand, lower the back knee. Again, you can tent onto the fingers here. Inhale, lift up one little cow pose and lizard. Exhale, we'll round it back, chin to chest. Flex the left toes, flex the left quad. Feel the left hip pull back towards its socket as you reach the chest towards the toes. Bring the chin into the chest. Breathing. You can always keep a little bend in the left knee or any amount of bend that you need. Not just one right way to hold this. No, it doesn't have to be an excruciating experience. We're just looking for sensation in your body. Let's start to rebend into the left knee, forward. We'll lift our torso up, clasp the fingers over the left thigh, lightly push the hips down and forward, squeeze into the glutes. Chest up high. Find a nice opening through the front part of the hips. Good. Hands coming up the thighs. Now inhale, reach the arms high. And then lower the left forearm to left thigh. Side bend to the left. Think about slicing the left forearm down to open the chest, open the shoulder. Reach out of the right hip pocket up to the fingertips. Good, doing great. Stay for one more deep breath. We'll lower the right hand down to the floor. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, press the left big toe down. Inhale the left arm high. Spreading across the chest and shoulders. Twisting, take one more inhale. Exhale, left hand down, wide-legged fold over to the right. Relax, and neck and shoulders, arms. I'll get it this way to show. And on an inhale, let's lift up halfway. Flat back, lengthen, crown of the head forward, pull the belly up and in. Bring the hands to the hips. Inhale, stand all the way up. Our squat toes up, heels in, hands to heart center. And breathe. Reach your arms forward. What can you offer yourself here? Squeeze into the glutes, pull the belly up and in, crown of the head tall. Palms open. Know that all the good things intended are making their way to you here. Now, to build your awareness, build your focus. Just another 5. You got it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up. Big star. That's a relief. Squeeze the glutes together. Take a big inhale. Exhale. We'll come into warrior 2. Pivot your left toes to the front of the mat. Right toes about a 45-degree angle. Then lower into the left knee. You might find you want the feet to be further apart or closer together. Try to find an equal distribution of weight in both feet. Hug the inner thighs together. Squeeze the glutes together now. Surf the left hand forward. Inhale, flip the palm. Reverse. Exhale. Cartwheel the hands around the left foot. On an inhale, step back. High plank. Exhale, chaturanga from the toes or knees. Keep the belly up and in. Inhale. Upward facing big breath in. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Lower the knees. Child's pose. Just taking a moment, take all that in, that process. Really, really nice work today. And inhale, let's come forward back into our table. Walk the hands forward. We'll lower into our, it's called the puppy pose. Lower the chest, chin, or maybe the forehead to the floor. Slide it forward. Sphinx pose. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Lengthen out through the core, belly. We'll lower into crocodile pose, stacking one hand on the other. You can either bring your forehead or side of the head onto the hands, bend the knees, windshield wiper the knees, side to side. here, feel free to continue resting in this position, or if you'd like to flip over onto the back for a longer Shavasana, leave that to you. Or if you'd like to maybe even take this time for meditation, it's really nice to get meditation or Shavasana in after you've moved the body, after you've gotten to move the energy around, clear the mind a little bit. And really nice work today. Hope you got something from this practice, and I hope it brings you back to practice again tomorrow, knowing it is a practice always. And appreciate you sharing the practice today. From my heart to yours, I bow. Namaste.